So, contrary to common belief, pneumonia is not caused by being wet out in the cold. Oftentimes, that actually helps pneumonia. So in this video, I'm going to give you everything I know about home remedies for pneumonia, cough, flu, and long COVID. But before I do that, my name is Joel. I'm a nurse for 20 years and a naturopath for 10. And my goal is to make medical information simple and home remedies easy to understand and easy to implement. If you're interested in being a part of a community where this is all we talk about, join my school group in the link in my bio. First thing you have to understand about the lungs is that they require a lot of water. You have to drink lots of water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate whenever you have anything to do with the lungs. The second thing you have to understand about pneumonia is that oftentimes it's something that got into your lungs that is causing an inflammatory response that causes the pneumonia. And you have been unable to clear it. So maybe you took cough suppressants, or maybe you had surgery and you don't want to cough, but your body naturally gets rid of things that shouldn't be there. And whenever there's anything that interrupts that process, you get pneumonia, especially in the bases of your lungs. So tip number one is deep breathing. Look up box breathing, where you breathe in 4 seconds, hold it 4 seconds, breathe out 4 seconds, and then hold that 4 seconds. And do that 10 times a day, 3 times each. So do it 3 times, do that about 10 times a day. It'll really help open up the bases of your lungs and get rid of that infection. And unfortunately, that's why antibiotics typically don't work. It's because they're trying to kill off the inflammatory response, but that inflammatory response is trying to get rid of the foreign object in your lungs. And so antibiotics really only suffice to completely obliterate the flora in your body and put you behind in your health. So the best alternative to antibiotics is actually garlic. Raw garlic is a great source of infection fighting, and also oregano, oil of oregano. And you have to dilute that and take it, but it's really great at boosting your immune system. The other thing that you really need to focus on when you have pneumonia is getting outside in the fresh air. Oftentimes the inside of our homes and stuff become a poison to lung infections because of high CO2 levels, just rebreathing our own air and not airing out our environment. So get outside and start moving. Get your heart rate up, take those deep breaths, and expel what's in those lungs. Coughing is the best medicine for pneumonia and any sort of lung infection. It's a natural built-in fight that we often try to overcome unnaturally by taking cough suppressants. So don't do that. Let the cough happen. It may be painful, but it's your shortest road to recovery. Hot and cold showers is another great remedy for lung infections because it really gets those lungs breathing deeply. 30 seconds cold, 3 minutes as hot as you can stand it, and you alternate back and forth 3 times. That's really going to open up those lungs, and it boosts your white blood cell count and your fighting ability by 30% every time you do it. So that is like my number one go-to, especially for COVID. I felt so much better after doing every contrast shower. Percussion is another one. If you get somebody to come up behind you, or to do your chest as well. You can do it on the front as well, but get somebody to cup their hands like this and just pound all over your back. And it'll start to break up the buildup in those lungs, and you can cough it out. We do that artificially in the hospital with these vests that we put on people, but you can do it just with your hands or have somebody do it on you. This one's going to be a little controversial, but when you monitor your oxygen level, just know that you may dip below 90%, and that's normal if you have a lung infection. And if you have pneumonia, if you have long COVID, below 90 is actually going to probably happen quite often. And so don't freak out. If you're down into the 70s, you know, that's something to really freak out. Even if you hit 80, that's not great. And you need to get outside, take some deep breaths, get that oxygen level back up. But if you like dip, you know, 89, 88, 87, those numbers are actually pretty normal for having a lung infection. And so that's just an indication that you need to deep breathe, get outside, get some air, get the oxygen flowing. Don't freak out, because that just drops your numbers even lower. So the other thing I like to suggest to people is vitamin C powder, ascorbic acid powder. You can find it on Amazon, and it is incredibly useful for breaking up lung junk, basically. It really thins it out and also boosts your immune system. So that, along with water, is extremely helpful with pneumonia. You have to get enough sleep. And I mean like solid sleep before midnight hours. So go to bed at around 8 at the latest, 7, 6:30 even. Extremely early. Go to bed and stay in bed as long as you possibly can. But especially those hours before midnight when you're healing are extremely, extremely important. Here's a few things not to do when you have pneumonia. Not to eat, not to take sugary drinks, only drink water, and get off of animal products while you're sick. Dairy products is like lungs' worst nightmare. It increases your inflammation so much and causes so much extra phlegm and buildup, and it's really hard for your body to clear that. And same with meat products. So go off meat, dairy, and sugar while you are sick. Consider it a doctor's order. If you do everything in this video and you still have pneumonia, you have a serious problem, and it might not even be pneumonia. So I promise you, do these things, share it with somebody that needs this information, and watch your body heal itself. This is how to be your own doctor. Again, if you would like information like this on a regular basis, join my school community. The link's in my bio. I'll always be answering questions, sharing relevant information, and there's a community of people just like you trying to be their own doctor.